Bonjour, and let's have a look at time, vocabulary and time expressions. Les expressions de temps. Okay, folks, let's have a look at a few words. This is part 1 of time's expression or time vocabulary. We are going to learn how to say a minute, an hour, a day, a year, and so on. So, listen carefully and have a look at the way we spell these words. La seconde, that's the second. La seconde. Obviously, I'm saying the seconds, but we could say a second. So we would say une seconde. La minute or une minute, and that's a minute. L'heure or une heure, that's the hour or an hour. Le jour or un jour, that's the day or a day. But you can also say la journée, a day, une journée, a day, okay? La journée being the day as well. La semaine, the week. La semaine. Now, if you wanted to say next week, the next week, you would say la semaine prochaine, so the week next. If you wanted to say last week, la semaine dernière. Le mois, and that is the month. Le mois. So again, if you wanted to say last month, you would use prochain again. Le mois prochain. This time, because prochain is an adjective, we're agreeing this adjective with the word le mois, which is masculine, and therefore we're not putting an e like la semaine. So we are doing le mois prochain and not le mois prochaine. Le mois dernier, and that is last month. Le mois dernier. L'année, l'année, and that is the year. L'année, okay, or une année, a year. Remember, I'm using the, but you can use a as well if you want to, depending on the way you want to use your word. You can also say l'an for year as well, an, just an, okay? So again, if you wanted to say next year, you would say l'année prochaine. This time it has an e because année here is a feminine word. So last year would be l'année dernière, okay? La décennie, and that's the decade. Decade. Decade?
Decade.
Decade. Can't say it. Le siècle, that's the century. Le siècle, okay? Or un siècle, a century, okay? And let's finish with little expressions here. You can say tôt, as in early, tôt. Tard, as in late, tard, okay? Or you could say en retard, to be late. So to be is être, être en retard, to be late. So if you wanted to say I am late, you would conjugate the verb to be in the present tense. You would say je suis en retard. Now if you were on time, you would say à l'heure. Again, you would say je suis à l'heure. I am on time. Okay, now let's have a look at a couple of sentences using the words we've just had a look at. Here we go. Je vais en vacances la semaine prochaine. Je vais en vacances la semaine prochaine. What do you think that means? That's right. I'm going on holiday next week. And remember, we're saying week next in French, okay? The adjective always comes after the noun. There are a few exceptions, but I'm not doing this quite yet, okay? So for semaine prochaine, prochaine comes after the noun. Je vais en vacances la semaine prochaine. I'm going on holiday next week. Here's another example. Le mois dernier, je suis allée chez ma tante. Le mois dernier, je suis allée chez ma tante. Now, le mois dernier, we know means last month. Again, we say the month last, okay, for the same reason I've just mentioned. Je suis allée is the past tense of aller, to go. I went. Where did I go? To my auntie's house. Now, if you're not sure about prepositions such as chez, have a look at my lessons on aller plus preposition, and that may come useful to you. Okay, so I went to my auntie's house. When did I do that? Last month. Okay, now have a look at the list again and practice more, okay? And try to use them in sentences. And why don't you leave a comment with these words in sentences? And I promise you that I will correct them because I always do. That's it for me. I'm going to introduce you to a new word in French. Before I do that, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And why don't you have a look at learnfrenchwithalexa.com where I take you to the next level. Well, I teach you French to the next level. Anyway, the word today is le cerf-volant. Le cerf-volant. Now, le cerf-volant is a kite, and le cerf is an animal, which is the stag. The stag. Stag. Le cerf-volant. Au revoir, à bientôt, et remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye. Bisous, bisous.